But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right, we will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call now for your free author submission kit at 866-204-0965.
Tracy Clinic, located at 740 Main Street in Tracy City, specializes in family medicine. Nurse practitioner Devin Land Lampley is now seeing patients. Call today for an appointment at 592-4242. Open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. That's the Tracy Clinic, 592-4242.
Sequatchie Valley Electric Cooperative is here to serve you in your business or in your home. Pay your electric bill in the comfort of your own home with SVEC's new online billing service. Wouldn't it be nice to know in advance how much to budget for your electric bill each month? Visit us at one of our convenient offices or go online to www.svalleyec.com. Sequatchie Valley Electric, providing electrical service to over 33,000 homes and businesses in all or portions of Bledsoe, Grundy, Marion, Sequatchie, Coffee, Hamilton, Ray, and Van Buren counties in Tennessee. SVEC, staying up with today and working for tomorrow.
And oh my goodness, happy birthday, Grundy County. Da, da, da. I've got Miss Joan here. She's gonna have to put up with. She puts up with me all the time, though. We're like stablemates over at the Heritage Center, aren't we?
I guess so.
So you are. Before we get into our birthday shenanigans, what do you do with the society?
I'm on the board, and I primarily enter data into the computer. That's really mostly what I do, although I'm there to help people if they want to come and do research in the library. It is a research library, not a lending library, but when you come in, we're happy to help you with whatever you need to do. And I'm pretty good on Ancestry.com if you're looking for genealogy information and so forth, and you can come to the library and do that.
And you've just recently learned the Pathfinder way.
Yes, that is my other function. I am the editor of the Pathfinder, which is our quarterly publication, which is a job, I will tell you.
The first one was fun to watch her.
I was a bit nervous. Yeah.
But she can do anything. I mean, seriously. So this is, it's quarterly.
Quarterly.
And the next one will come out in March. Okay. And people who writes for the Pathfinder? Who decides that?
Who decides? Well, anybody can write for the Pathfinder. If you have a story to tell about Grundy County and its history, we would love to have you write an article. If you don't feel adequate to that, we'll help you write the article. Generally, our managing editor, Janelle Taylor, decides what articles go in there.
She's the queen.
She is really, really good at that, and she's been doing it for quite a long time.
For a hot minute.
I'm the person who does the technical side for the most part and puts the publication together into a printable format, which you can get printed or you can get electronically, depending on...
I like the printed ones. It just feels so good.
A lot of people feel that way. I take mine electronically, but I've been a computer person my whole adult life, so I'm perfectly happy with the electronic.
And I am too. I just for memory's sake, the stories in there are amazing. Can we cross-reference, like, you know how everyone's doing AI?
Yes, not everyone.
We do. We have this Ted and I have this discussion with Miss Joan all the time. So, like I was looking for something on Monteagle, and I found Jackie Parton's info.
Right.
But the Pathfinder every single time has these wonderful stories.
Yes.
And if they were digital or digitized or whatever fancy word that is, we could query
Mm-hmm.
and find information about that. So I was curious about that. We don't put those online, do we?
We don't, because we charge for them.
Yeah.
If you're a member of the Grundy County Historical Society,
And you should be.
You get the quarterly publication. We don't give it away free. Even if you walk in and want a copy, we'll charge you something for it because it costs to put it together.
Money.
So no, we don't put them out there just for anyone to peruse.
Yes, they they are costly. We get calls, or people want to know, to find their kinfolk. Like they've moved, they're somewhere in
They
America,
live in Ohio or Pennsylvania,
and they
or
want to.
Colorado.
They're on that genealogy crack cocaine.
Right.
Everybody's just got to get in there and find out where your people are from. So invariably they'll come from here, and they'll say they would go on with their genealogy, and then you hunt for them. They send an email. Is that what it is, to Heritage Library?
Sometimes it's an email.
Okay.
Sometimes it comes through our Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people will go to the find the Facebook page and join it. You do have to join it because we don't let just anybody in.
No spammers.
Yes, no spammers. It's pretty safe. And a lot of people will put their queries there.
And that's where
to
you
find
gals
out.
do your research and find the answers.
Yes, if we
for
can
it.
help, then that's what we do. Some people just come in. Even people come from quite a distance. We've even had people from California
That's right.
who wound up being my fourth cousins or something. About 50% of the people who come in there for that purpose
We're
wind
kin.
up being related to me.
It is kind of funny, honestly.
Grundy County, it's a small society if you go back a ways. So yes, they put their queries on there, and Janelle usually handles the initial deciding who we can help and who we can't, and then she just parts out the duties to me or Gabby Crabtree, who also works
Gabby's
there.
awesome.
She is.
She keeps us in line.
She's our young girl. And,
Kirby's not too bad either.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to know anything about Civil War. it's
Civil
Kirby.
War. He's amazing. Oh my goodness. All right. So, but we also there's also books. So I just learned this, and I've been there, I don't know, 5 years, that there's a system to all the research books that the people that have done this before us have put together, and it's amazing. Like
Yes,
someone looked someone was looking for Ross and Long, and I go to this little system, and there's Ross, and then
Yes.
there's Long, and it's like,
Those are our family books. Those have all been written by people who are members of Grundy County history of some sort, and they wrote their family story. And they donated the book to the library, and we put it in with our family section, which is alphabetically by last name. So they're pretty easy to find. And we have more of those than just about anything else in the library as far as our physical books.
which is awesome.
Yes, it is awesome. And you can find some amazing information and pictures in those books just by coming to
Just
take
come
a
and
look.
do it. They also have the annuals, the high school annuals, from
Yes.
all the way back to the
To the founding of
Founding
the high
of-
school.
yeah.
We're missing some years,
right.
and some years we have plenty of copies. So,
Right.
yeah, we have all the yearbooks that people have given us. And if you have one that you think we can use, let us know, and we'll let you know if we need it.
It was cool finding my grandmother, and her and Missy Baggenstoss were classmates, and they must have played competitive basketball.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I remember Missy saying something about how fierce my namesake was. And there it was. They're sitting there with the ball as a group at the old high school.
Yeah, my aunt played basketball. She was my mother's slightly older sister, so she was born in 1921 or 2, I forgot. 22, I think. And she played at Grundy High, and her picture is in the yearbook from that year. And she actually went to college on a basketball scholarship, which, if you think about the times in the 1920s, for a girl to be able to go get a scholarship on a sport, it was not a common thing back then.
Women couldn't even vote back until 1920 something.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right, for those who don't know you, because Nasso, we don't hear that name very often, we need to go back to, because one of the founding families, we need to go back in your lineage and just kind of explain. She's also a member of the Daughters of DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution.
Yes.
Yeah, so tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, Nasso is my married name. My husband is originally from Detroit.
It's okay.
Yeah. He is born Yankee, but Southern by choice. He moved to Florida after he left the Navy because he was cold and wanted to go to a warm place.
Don't blame him.
So that's how I met him. It is an Italian name because his grandfather came over from Italy, so he's a second generation American.
Right, okay.
Whereas a lot of us, like myself, have really long histories in America. And my first family application, and for those of you who don't know, we did a First Families of Grundy project a couple of years back, where we invited people to trace their heritage back to 1870. And my ancestor was Jeremiah Nunley.
One of them Nunleys.
Which, yes, and I wasn't the only one with Jeremiah Nunley as an ancestor. If you know anything about the Nunleys, there are lots of them. So that is my first family application that I turned in. But I could have turned in others. My grandfather was a Patrick. My grandmother was a Hampton. My great-grandmother was an Argo, and her mother was a Hobbs. All those are familiar names around here. So on my mother's side, our people have been here since at least 1820. So my mother grew up here, went to high school. I did not.
What was your mother's name?
Juanita Patrick.
Juanita Patrick.
Commonly called Weedy.
Weedy? Is it like Patrick Kerr? Patrick?
I don't know if they're the same Patricks or not. I've never determined that.
That's funny.
There were not my grandfather's father, who originally called himself Fitzpatrick, but interesting piece of history, they had a family feud, and they split and became Patricks and Fitches.
Can't imagine that ever
I
happening.
thought that was an old wives' tale from the family until I actually found history where my great-grandfather's brother started calling himself Fitch instead of Fitzpatrick. So I guess that was a true story. Yeah, they did not. My great-grandfather died very young and left 3 small children, 2 of whom were boys and 1 girl. And their mother had a hard time at the time trying to raise them she never remarried. She took in laundry and did whatever little jobs that people can do back. So my grandfather went to work fairly early. He managed to get through the 8th grade, I think. But after that, he went to work. Eventually, he was pretty young when he wound up at the mines. Became, at one point, the paymaster for the Palmer Mine. Lived in Tracy until the Palmer Mine opened up, and then they moved to Palmer and became a Palmer. So my mother and her sisters were all raised in
Palmer Mines. That's so fascinating. Who's your DAR?
My DAR relative is on my father's side, actually, because when we started our chapter in 2020, we took whoever came up first out of our vast backgrounds and used that ancestor. So the easiest one to trace was on my father's side. Okay. They were from South Carolina. My maiden name was Bishop, and the Bishops are in South Carolina. But my ancestor's name is Peoples, Peeples.
Huh.
He was a lieutenant in the South Carolina Army that fought during the Revolution. So I would like to find a Grundy. You can add other ancestors when you're in the DAR. So at some point, I would like to find a Grundy relative who fought and in fact, Jeremiah Nunnally's father probably did. Okay. His father was Thomas Nunnally from Virginia. Mm-hmm. But I have not tried too hard to trace that down yet.
Well, that's the fascinating thing about the crack cocaine, that is genealogy.
Yes, you can really get lost in that, and sometimes I do. Time flies.
Yeah, it's okay. But the coolest thing about history is the story, and I think that's why we're all do it, because you can visualize when we were talking about how we actually got here, what they had to go through for us to actually be here. I mean, prisoner of war, fighting Indians. I mean, the things... Marrying Indians. The things, all the weird connections that had to happen for us to be here.
Yep. It's an interesting trail.
It is. And so that leads us to our birthday.
Yes, which on January 29th, 1844, House Bill 314 passed the legislature, and that was the House bill that established Grundy County. Oh, cool. So that makes today our birthday.
Today's our birthday. And it started with which counties? Tell us a little bit about what was going on.
Warren and Coffee counties were the two counties that originally gave up some land to become part of Grundy County. In fact, part of the original bill, the HB 314, there was an amendment to it because the representative from Marion County specifically said, I don't want any Marion County land to go into Grundy County. So the original, it was just from Warren and Coffee counties that the land came from. Eventually, as we all know, there were some Marion County properties absorbed into Grundy County, but it took an actual amendment to do that because of that original bill specifying no Marion land.
Oh.
So they, several people said, I want to do this, and so when the bill passed, people were appointed to be the governing folks or at least the establishing folks. They weren't governing until they were elected, but they established the county, established the election that would eventually elect officials, sheriff, and even the coroner. Yeah, strange things they did. And that happened in, I think, July of 1844, when they actually finally first of all, they had an election to allow the people who had been incorporated in Grundy County to agree to that change. So they had several polling places all over the area that was involved in the land grab, if you want to call it that. Most of the people agreed. There were 200 and some odd who said yes, and like 37 who said no. Mm-hmm. So it became real then. They were members of Grundy. The Bershba Springs was first established as the center of the county.
It was what everything was going on at that time.
Yeah. It eventually obviously moved to Altamont. It wasn't that long after Altamont became the county seat. But in that early days, Bershba Springs, it was where the people lived who wanted this to happen, one of them being Adrian North.
That's right. Adrian is very strong.
And this is the junior Adrian Northcutt. His father was lost in the War of
1812.
Yeah. They are ancestors of mine.
Adrian was lost? I don't think.
Adrian Sr., yeah. Senior. He went off to war in the War of 1812 and never returned. Huh. So Adrian Jr. was the one who was establishing the county, or worked on establishing the county. There were also representatives from the other counties that made up the land part. I believe there was a Burroughs, and I can't remember the names of the others, but Dugan, I think, was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They took a couple of people from each county, plus some who were already living in the area of Berspa Springs, and there were five folks who really started the governing ball rolling.
Wild.
Yeah.
A lot of it. My forefather from the founding families was Daniel Fultz, and they came in through Northcutt's Cove, and Smith Fultz was born in Beersheba, so that was like where everybody came through from McMinnville side, maybe, or
Warren County is where a bunch of my folks came out, including the Nunleys. They were in Warren County in Irving College.
yeah, that's right.
The Argos, the Hobbs, the Nunleys. There you'd recognize a lot of family names if you look at the 1830 census. You'll see a lot of names you recognize.
Well, and like Hubbard's Cove was a pathway,
Yes,
as well.
yes,
and
and
Pelham. I mean,
And
guess for that
Pelham,
matter.
yes, Pelham was established actually before Grundy was established.
That's right.
Pelham and Beersheba.
That's right.
It was a time when people, I don't know that they understood everything that would become historical about what they did, of course. They didn't know what was going to be different or become unique about Grundy. We recognize that being mountain people is different, even though we have some valley territory.
We
like
do.
Pelham.
Poor little Pelham's
Yeah.
down there, you know, as Oliver would say, the last agricultural land.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the plantation era
Yeah.
was Pelham.
Yeah, if you've ever tried to dig in the ground here in Grundy, you know it wasn't the best agricultural experience of the world. I mean, I've had gardens, but sometimes it can be a lot of work. In fact, when the Swiss people were coming here from, number of years later from Switzerland, they were told this was arable land.
They were sold a bill of
Yes, they got here, and it was not so true. So they had to find other things to do. Some of them just left and went to the valley to be farmers, but some stayed, as we know.
goods. Belvedere, right? Didn't a lot of them go to Belvedere?
I think they did. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think I've heard. So we still have obviously a Swiss colony presence here. So they had to do other things. Forestry was obviously, lumber became a big thing here. And then when coal was discovered, which was not a lot after the establishment of the county, then coal became a job people could do to make money.
What was the big thing back when we were formed? Did you read anything interesting? Like, what was life like here at the founding?
No, I really do not know, honestly. There are probably books out there that will tell you about that. There are plenty of authors who write semi-historical books about those times that could probably tell you what it was like. All I ever think of is it was pretty primitive. I mean, if you got sick, you were out of luck.
Sure.
Unless there was somebody around. My great-grandmother, Patrick, who was an Argo, before she married Rachel Savannah Argo. She was called Granny Patrick and was really good with folk medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So she was looked at as a resource
Mm-hmm.
for people who had illnesses. And my grandfather, having been born prematurely, always had trouble with his lungs.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the doctor for his lung condition. She would doctor him with a mustard plaster or an onion poultice or whatever happened to come along. I think sometimes maybe those people knew more than we realize, and maybe modern medicine could take a clue here or there
Couldn't agree more.
if they went back to find out what they used in medicine. But I'm glad I wasn't in those days, frankly.
All right, the name Grundy. Do you have a story behind that?
The name Grundy comes from Felix Grundy,
Mhm.
which most people, I think, know that around here. Felix Grundy was a lawyer, and he was also a landholder in this general area. He had quite a bit of property. He became the Attorney General of the United States under Martin Van Buren. He also served as a congressman and a senator from the state of Tennessee. he was obviously well thought of because there are 4 counties in 4 different states named Grundy.
They really are.
There's Illinois, and I wrote them down because it drives us crazy sometimes. Iowa's one, Illinois and Iowa, and Missouri, and Tennessee. Yes.
Tennessee.
We sometimes get email that doesn't belong to us at the Historical Society, because we're not the only Grundy County Historical Society in existence.
No, there's not. The Morris, Illinois, I think it is.
I don't really
it always pops up in my, well, not anymore, because my AI is
It's
learned
smart
me.
enough to say she doesn't want
Ted
that one.
knows me, so he doesn't even talk about Illinois.
Yeah.
But yeah, huh?
Yeah. So he was obviously a character that was admired, or people wouldn't have been naming counties after him.
I had read somewhere that his son-in-law that was with the railroad. Does that sound familiar?
It's not anything I know about, but that's perfectly
Yeah,
possible.
it's weird how you find things like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. What is the most fascinating thing about Grundy County history in your world?
Just to say about the county, I'm not sure, because my family has been here for obviously as long as I know about. So for me, it's just my family and where they live.
Sure.
So it's personal history that I think of in association with Grundy. But it was interesting that, now I will tell you, I'm going to write a story about my grandfather Patrick for the Pathfinder at some point. I found out some things, and I had to check with my cousins to be sure I wasn't imagining things. But the story we got when we were kids was that he dropped out in 4th grade, and he drove a mule wagon for the mine to help his mother, obviously, because he was the oldest of the 3 children. I found out that wasn't true. He was still in school through 8th grade. If you look at the census, you can see what he actually did. So sometimes all those family stories are not entirely true. Now, my grandfather was a great storyteller, so maybe he made that up himself, or it could have been his brother, because his brother did drop out after the 4th grade
And it's got
and went
mixed.
to work, and it got mixed up in the lore of our family. But the whole coal industry here in Grundy was what I assumed everybody did in Grundy County when I was growing up, because I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Florida, where my father was from. Now, his grandparents were from Tennessee.
Isn't that funny?
They moved there in 1920 to Florida. So that made me a Floridian most of the time. Summers, I spent all my time here with
Me
my
too.
grandparents.
Yep.
And sometimes holidays. Occasionally we got snowed in at Christmas time, or iced in, just like this last weekend we've had where Nashville is a mess. We've had an occasion or two where we couldn't get home when we meant to because of the ice. So I spent a lot of time here, but not growing up here is something of a disadvantage in knowing the county, as well as folks who have been here their whole life.
Sure.
Like Janelle.
Sure.
Janelle knows so much I don't know. Although I remember my mother would look at a person and say, that person's a Meeks.
Oh, yeah.
Or that person's an Unley, or whatever. She could tell just by looking at someone what family they belonged in.
Absolutely.
Because this was a pretty isolated society for a long time. People came here, they stayed here, they married within the community. And I guess they started to look like they were just part of the society of Grundy County. We talk now about folks coming in from the outside. Some of us are not happy about that, and some of us are.
Building a wall, man. Strict immigration policy.
And I understand why people get concerned about our history being absorbed.
It is a concern.
Yeah. And having come from Florida and South Florida, Palm Beach County specifically, I have seen what can happen.
You lose your identity.
You do. You do. There's my brother and I, my brother still lives in Florida, but he does not live in Palm Beach County anymore. I thought he'd never leave. He finally did.
They force you
Because
out.
it became not the place that we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see that.
Oh.
It should stay the place that people remember fondly, even if you don't grow up here, like I didn't grow up. It still was always half of my home identity.
Well, I think that's part of the immigration policy. You have to have what did you say? We were like kind of laughing about this. You have to have one relative before you can move here.
Yeah.
You can have one. You have to have a connection. What was that? The second relative? There was some formula that you created.
I don't remember.
It was funny,
We
but
were just
I mean, we were
riffing.
just,
I don't
yeah, we
know
were just
what that
riffing. But
was.
it was funny. It was like,
But-
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but you can't do that. Unfortunately, that would be illegal.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I've done a deep dive into this.
Oh, have you?
Because, there's always some government program, which we hate. But, and this thing, it's like a cultural heritage zone,
Oh,
right?
so
Like Native Americans, it wouldn't be a reservation by any
yeah,
means.
no.
But it would protect the authenticity of our cultural heritage because it is rare. We're like the last frontier, and if we don't protect it, it'll become just like.
I would be in favor of that.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yes.
And it's a part of it, there is such a thing. So.
Well, I would have to research that and see
I
how
would
that
too.
works.
But just to know that there is such a thing
Yeah.
makes it, as you know, a system that's already in place. You just plop that back in.
Of course, we would have to convince people that we have a culture worth holding
Well,
on to.
that's true, and I feel like with everybody wanting to be here,
Yeah.
like we're the new Aspen, no
Yeah.
lie, I swear to goodness. And with everybody wanting to be here, now everybody's like, oh, we're pretty cool.
Well, we are cool, but a lot of our cool comes from our history.
True story.
Nobody's mining coal anymore.
We're just not gonna-
because we just don't have that to do. And there is some forestry going on, but not.
Managed forestry.
Yeah, there's not a lot as there once was.
We had an extraction. What is that called? Economy. We had an extract, and that's horrible to have everything extracted
Yes.
from you.
Yes, and I have joked. I hope this doesn't make anybody mad, but I have joked about if you live in Grundy County, you either need to fix cars, cook, or teach. If you don't have one of those three professions, it's hard to do it here. Now, it's not as hard as it used to be
Yeah.
because we have work from home.
Yeah.
And while the pandemic was something we don't appreciate ever having again, it did open up some of those work from home avenues.
That's what my daughter's doing.
One of my sons works exclusively from home. So if you're in IT, you might be able to do that. We're technically up to date enough to have excellent.
Yeah, we have gig. We have
Internet,
fiber everywhere.
yes.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that kind of job here, which is if people would like to move to a country place and keep their job that they do remote, this would be a good place to do it because it's beautiful.
Only if they have kinfolk here.
Well, okay. If that becomes a thing, then yes.
I hate to be tongue in cheek. We we get to hang out together over at the big conference room table. It's so much. It is so much fun. Honestly, Fridays have always. I miss
Fridays.
Barbara.
Yes, we miss Barbara Myers very much because we always had. She always brought enough food to feed several people.
Here, take you a little bit.
Yeah, have a little bologna, have a little cheese, and we miss Ralph Reben,
Oh, I miss Ralph.
who came on Fridays.
You bring cheese.
He always brought cheese. Yeah, we do have a good time sometimes. It has not been as much fun since they've been gone,
I know.
but we try to keep and it's frankly been hard since the annex. It's not there anymore.
know. Today. Speaking of, today is
Yes.
Rosie is doing a
Rosie's Kitchen.
special
Mhm.
Fried chicken Thursday.
For Peggy Griffith.
Peggy
Yeah.
Griffith.
You can, if you don't want fried chicken, you can have ham.
Yeah, you can have ham.
And those were two things she served quite. I hardly ever got the fried chicken because I'm not usually there on Thursdays. I'm
That's
there
right.
on Wednesdays and Fridays.
That's right.
But I got the ham quite often. And it really, there are just so many things that have happened in a row. The dominoes keep falling that make it not what it was. And I only started there 6 years ago.
Sure, yeah.
But you get used to things, and then they change. And
We
at
hate
my
change.
age,
We hate change.
Yeah,
We
well,
hate change.
I'm old. Change is not a good thing when you're old.
But I think that they're up like look at what Tanya did over at Off the Rails.
Off
mean,
the Rails is great. Yes,
she took that building and just rose it up from what it was, and now it's gorgeous. Yeah. And Trackside, I mean,
yes, Trackside.
It used to be Daryl's Pizza, and thankfully
those things are recent events that have been great.
Yeah.
For a while there, we almost had no place to go. We had very few choices.
Sure.
To go, especially if we just wanted to walk.
Yeah.
So it has gotten better. It really has. But I still miss Peggy.
Miss Peggy, too.
And you could go in there and get your lunch and a side of sass from Peggy. She was...
I can see her with her hand on her hip now.
She was the best person. She was a great person, but she could give you some sass, too.
Well, and I fondly remember... it was not too long before she passed. She was still the kid, doing her sass. And I don't know how it brought up, but the moving of the old high school, the high school over to the junction. She was still ate up.
She was still mad about that?
Still mad, just fired up about it.
Okay.
And I was laughing because, isn't that cute though?
Well, because, it was a thing.
Yeah.
When that all went on, it was definitely a thing. And affected, well, the whole county was kind of riled up at that time. That my kids were in school when that went on. I think my twins started the second year the new high school was maybe the first year. It was first or second year the new high school was in existence. My kids started. So I was well aware of everything that went on, all the wrangling about that whole process. For me, I liked the new location.
It just made sense.
Because it's not far from my house in Colmont. And aside from that, it made sense. It's in the center of the county. It just makes sense. And I will tell you, I had heard stories from my mother, who went to Grundy High, about getting on a bus because she was in Palmer, which is about as far as you can get, and having to freeze to death all the way out there. And by the time they would get close to the high school, she'd have football players sitting in her lap because the bus was crowded. And there were times they had to stop and build a fire to warm up because there was no heat in the bus. I heard a lot of those stories.
Sure.
So for me, it kind of made sense to put it more centrally located.
It's hard, though, isn't it?
It's hard.
And just like the closing of the two schools, it's hard. It was hard.
It's been very hard. The Palmer closed, which was my mother's elementary school where she and her sisters went to school. My kids did not. They went to Swiss, but it was there a long time, and it was a lot of heritage. Yeah. And it's a shame.
Shame.
Yeah, things have to happen sometimes. I have not been involved in the school
You want to
politics.
run for school board?
No. She knows my answer to this. I've told her my answer.
You would be wonderful, though.
It would be a lovely job that I wouldn't mind doing, but I would not do a public job where people are going to call you on the phone because they know your number and harangue you because they don't agree with your position on things. No, public office is not for me. My shell is not tough enough.
Your peace of mind, yeah. Oh, but man, you would be.
And I'm old, and my objective in life now is to live out the rest of my life peacefully.
Sure.
I think people who will step up and do it are brave, and I support them in their endeavor. Somebody has to do it.
It's just the way it is, and that's the way it's always been.
Yes.
Someone has to do it. And we're praying that it's someone who loves those children and
It's a hard job, and
can move a high school to the middle of the junction.
yes, and I hope they are not people who are trying to protect their own children in some way, having a selfish interest. You need to be there for all the children, not trying to sway things your way, one way or the other, because your kid involved. Mm-hmm. When my children were in school, I never would have considered being on the school board because I did not want.
It would be hard on your kids.
It would be hard on my kids and hard on me. Now, there are people who think in the opposite way, and that's good for them, but it wasn't for me. Yeah. And now, since my granddaughter graduated last year, I have no one in school. So, I could do the job without worrying about.
Well, you check it out. Like, I didn't go to school here.
Yeah, I didn't.
And so I don't have the same lens, but I do appreciate the history.
But, they have all those pictures hung up in the high school of the graduating classes.
Yeah.
And my mother's picture is there, as well as her 3 sisters.
Yeah.
So I have history in the school, but not personal history, other than my kids going there. All 3 of my kids graduated from grade.
Now that I've got you here, and I know we went kind of long, we're at speaking of schools, we had 1 million schools at one day. I mean, at one time we had 1 million schools. And there is a book, I think, of all the schools of Grundy County over the years.
There may be.
I
do not know all the books in the library.
I know you don't. We've been schooled, trust me. You just can't possibly imagine it. But we're right now. There's a survey out about middle school.
Oh yes,
and which I think
that.
is super important to get everyone's opinion on that. Now, with your lens, what is your opinion?
Well, I will tell you, I am in favor of it. I've been in favor of it since my own kids were in school here. I know it's not the history of Grundy of Grundy schools, but my kids were in band. We don't even have a band and haven't for years. And it's a shame. We had award-winning bands. They were great. Having a band is difficult when you don't have training for instrument playing before you get to high school. Mm-hmm. And the easiest way to do that would be to have something in between high school and elementary school. Someplace that everybody's in one place. We tried doing music education at the individual elementary schools. It takes some time out of the day. Some folks, principals and teachers, were not happy about that. It takes a person who can go around every single school. It's difficult to have musical training at each individual elementary school. So a junior high or a middle school, whichever thinking of. I went to junior high. But I think middle school is more common these days. Would give a training ground not only for that, but it would help with some sports, which I know everybody's concerned about the individual sports at each elementary school and affecting that. And I understand that. It's a rivalry that they've enjoyed for many, many years. But training up kids for high school sports would be easier with an in-between. And it could be easier honestly, to go from kindergarten to 8th grade at one school and then suddenly be thrown into a new environment with a new methodology of changing classes and so forth. I think it's a big change and can be very difficult on some kids.
Sure.
For my own kids at Swiss, we had the outer building, as they called it, which they put the 5th or 6th graders through 8th graders, depending on what year it was. And they had teachers and they rotated classes just like they do in high school. So they kind of got that experience of being in the middle or whatever school environment before they went to high school. For 2 of my kids who are more on the shy spectrum, I think that was good for them.
Super brilliant.
They are all very smart. Yes, my husband's a Mensa member, so I can't claim that that's my fault.
Good
but
genes.
yes, it was good for them, I think, to be able to do that, and that's why they have middle and junior highs, is to help that transition. I personally think
Okay.
that would be my.
Okay,
I have not filled out. I've seen but I've not filled one out.
Well, they really need everyone to put weigh in.
Yeah.
Because it does matter. You know how it works. It just, the more voices you have, instead of just meh.
Well, there are times when I go, well, I don't have a dog in the fight because I don't have any kids in school, but I had kids in the school and I saw what they went through. So my opinion probably is worth something, and so is everybody's.
Well, I think ideally, what would be best is to have our children come back home and raise their kids here, and we could be mamas to them.
If only.
That would be my, goal as any.
Well, the only grandchild I have is now at UT, and she was raised here and went to Grundy County High. But my children don't live here.
I know. But wouldn't it be great?
It would.
I mean, at some point.
I'm not expecting it. Now, I expect the older boys will probably retire here someday.
Sure. Okay.
Because they have expressed desire to come back. But the work they do is not here, in a chemical plant.
Right.
So they have to go where the work
They
is.
have to do where they're at. Well, like I said, I think that's in order for us to keep our culture.
Yes.
Our kids leaving us is an extraction economy.
It is.
We train them up, and then they leave us, which is we want them to. We want them to be productive citizens. But wouldn't it be great to have your kids here and being mama to
It would
the kids?
be. I wouldn't mind that at all, but I'm not holding my breath until that happens.
Well, it can happen. Well, anyway, any last words? I think more folks should come and enjoy the society.
I do too. They should. There are other ways. If you can't get out, there are other ways. For instance, our Facebook page, which I always have to look these things up because I'm old and I can't remember things. Our Facebook page is the Grundy County, Tennessee History and Genealogy page.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
If you get as far as Grundy County, Tennessee, you'll probably see it in your list of selections.
But is it TN or is it Tennessee?
It's Tennessee spelled out. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing there that's not just as I said it is the and is an actual ampersand
Is
rather
it
than the
ampersand?
word and.
Okay.
So you will have to ask to join.
Mm-hmm.
We only ask that people follow the rules, and they're pretty simple rules, and that they have some connection to Grundy County.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will get people from strange places wanting to join your Facebook group if you don't limit. So that's a way of doing it. And there is a website.
Great website.
Which is grundycountyhistory.org.
.org, right?
All small letters, all together, no spaces.
grundycountyhistory.org. Mm-hmm.
And you can find a lot of history information on there. A lot of things that have been written in the past by various folks, including Jackie.
Jackie has a boatload of stuff.
Parton, yes. So, or, all else fails, call us up. 931-592-0008.
Gerald's there on Mondays. He's a wealth of information.
He is. And he's a docent in the museum, and he's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
He can give you a good tour of the museum. And the museum is quite interesting.
It really is.
We have had people come from excuse me, all sorts of places and been amazed that a small community has such a nice museum.
It is really nice.
It really is.
I would probably go out on a limb and say, because I've heard this from other folks, it's probably one of the best small town or small community museums in the state. I
would agree.
Very comprehensive, attention to detail on the buildings.
It's a pretty amazing place. Honestly, before I went there to work, I had only been there one time because they had Chuck Sherrill in to do a talk, and I wanted to hear him. Before that, I had never been there. And I retired and got tired of being around the house.
Sure, yeah. At some point,
I was looking for something to do so I could see a face other than my husband's every day. And so I went there
And we love you, buddy.
I've been there since then and wound up on the board eventually. So
They'll suck you in.
yeah, I obviously enjoy going there. I go there twice a week. In case you don't know where it is, it's at 465 Railroad Avenue in Tracy, which is on the corner of Depot Street and Railroad Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to where the annex is.
Next to the annex. Membership.
Yes.
Is also a great opportunity to get that wonderful
Pathfinder 4 times a year.
4 times a year. And it is, I mean, it's coffee table. I mean, it's not gorgeous coffee table stuff, but it is rich and thick with lots of great stories.
It has between 35 and 40
it's
pages.
Thick.
We have the regular features of the obituaries for the quarter.
Which is honestly weirdly satisfying to read because you're like, oh, I didn't know that. And then you reach out to someone that like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And we have so many people write for us, and they do such a terrific job.
Who are some of your writers that I can remember that kind of are consistent? Lillian does.
Lillian I. She doesn't live anywhere near here, but she really likes our history.
Mm-hmm.
Comes down from, I forget, but it's somewhere north. And Carl Goodman, who lives down the valley, but has great memories of Grundy County. Writes quite regularly. Richard Savage.
That's right.
Writes articles.
David Patton?
No, David has not written anything for us since I got there, but David is a great historian. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of his material.
Yeah, seriously.
In the library.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know anything about Palmer, it's probably there because David put it. Mm-hmm. He was our kind of an unofficial historian.
Willeen did a lot of work, too.
Willeen did a lot of work. We miss Willeen Campbell, who is a cousin of mine through the Nunleys. Well, Barbara used to write an occasional article as well, Barbara Myers, and we miss her. She did, yeah. Janelle writes. Mm-hmm. I have written once. I'm working on another article, so I will probably be writing more as we writing and editing can be.
And she is that comma, period, wrong spelling kind of gal that we
I am a grammar, I don't want to say Nazi, but yeah, I'm the grammarian.
She is that person.
Yes.
No, it's got it, and it was so hard to do something to add that comma because I don't think Ted knew how to do a comma. And it took
Ted
an hour to put this, and I gave up, and I threw it in, and then I just copied it. I'm like, I'll show you, Ted. Because Oliver wanted to make sure that comma was there.
Well, because when you write an address, that is the appropriate way to write an address.
It really is.
And yes, I am a little picky about doing the appropriate grammar things.
It's that school teacher kind of, and I know you're not a school teacher, but it's that kind of detail.
But when I went to school, first of all, English was my best subject. When I went to school, you were expected to do those things and do them correctly. And if you wrote a paper for some other class other than English and you had improper grammar, you got cut off for it. I mean, it should be expected. And in our digital age, things are not as precise as they once were.
Spelling has gone out the door.
Yes, I am on it. Well, and that drives me crazy because spelling is something that's so easy now.
Because it corrects it, whatever, it gets corrected.
My Mensa husband is not a good speller. Not everybody is, even if you're smart. I understand that. But now you have the tools. You never have to make a spelling mistake. You don't have to make a grammar mistake because there are so many tools to help you.
I use Grammarly when I got on the Friends board with all those really smart people. Mm-hmm. Like, I have got to up my game. Because commas matter.
Yes. Unfortunately, journalism on the internet has taken a dive on those kinds of things. They just don't check things, I think. They're just not careful.
It's whoever that is.
Yeah.
All right. We could talk about grammar and all that stuff. We'll just have to have Joan back another time and talk about some other history. Any last words?
No. Go Have fun, Grundy.
Happy birthday.
Happy
I
birthday.
like Founders Day.
Yeah.
You know, it's our 250th. So anyway, all right, I'm going to send Joan. Are you working?
I am.
So you,
Well, no, I'm not working today. Tomorrow.
this day, Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
Friday. So come on out on a Friday from, I don't know, 10 to 1.
10 to 1, sometimes 2, depending on what I'm doing.
Right. Come on out. Fridays
Or
are, and
Wednesdays.
bring snackies.
Yes, on Fridays we try to be food conscious.
Yeah.
I'm also there on Wednesdays. Janelle is there on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think we still have open, don't we?
We do. If you would like to volunteer, we would love to have
A docent or a researcher,
yes.
whatever.
You don't have to be talented in anything other than your presence, being able to answer the phone and greet people. That's enough. You will just come do that. We'll be happy. We lost our Thursday volunteer of many years.
I know.
So we don't have anybody there on.
And Gerald's there on Mondays, and he's there all day. He's 10 to 4 on Mondays.
Yeah.
And he's a wealth of information, too.
He is.
So we can train a docent under him. It'll be fine.
Come on by. You can find out more about the county's founding if you want to.
And then
whatever you want to know.
Oliver's lecture series.
Yes, the lecture series is going on. There's a schedule for it, and
I think it's a second Saturday at 2.
And I believe the speakers are maybe on the website. I'm not entirely sure about that, so don't.
Yeah, because I
quote me
think
on
the
that.
next one is geology.
Yeah, I know they have them.
And I
all
pray
set
that
up.
it's Brand Potter because I love Potter, and I could. So, all right.
Well, I will be in Florida. Sorry.
I'll use whatever. And Joan's going to help us with costumes for the 10250 Living History
Yes.
Project. But, all right, well, that's it. We're going to send Miss Joan out to spread joy and sunshine, and we're going to take a quick break, thank our sponsors because we love them, and as always, thanks for watching Morning on the Mountain. I'll see you in a minute.
In Luke chapter 12, Jesus teaches about a life of witnessing to the good news about himself and the kingdom of God. It's in this context that he would say the following. And he said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat, nor about your body, what you will put on. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. Consider the ravens. They neither sow nor reap. They have neither storehouses nor barn, and yet God feeds them. Of how much more value are you than the birds? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? If then you are not able to do as small a thing as that, why are you anxious about the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin, yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass, which is alive in the field today, and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O you of little faith? And do not seek what you are to eat and what you are to drink, nor be worried, for all the nations of the world seek after these. And your Father knows that you need them. Instead, seek his kingdom, and these things will be added to you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to the needy. Provide yourselves with money bags that do not grow old, with a treasure in the heavens that does not fail, where no thief approaches and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Rather than beating you listeners over the head, I'll just say this. When Jesus gives actual instruction regarding how to specifically carry out his teaching, the expectation seems to be to actually carry out the instruction. We may know the traditional part of the song, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, all these things will be added unto you." But do we truly consider what it means to provide ourselves with money bags that do not grow old? Let this challenge. I'm J.D. Cantrell, a member at the Mont Eagle Church of Christ, but really I'm just a guy who loves Jesus and wants to follow after him. May you do the same, and may you be
TenCare's new diaper benefit helps our youngest members and their families stay healthy and happy. If your child is younger than 2 and has TenCare or Cover Kids, they can get up to 100 diapers every month at no cost. To get diapers, visit a participating pharmacy. You don't need a prescription. Just show your child's pharmacy card at the counter. For newborns without a card, you can use the parent's pharmacy card. The pharmacy staff will check to see if you qualify and help you get up to 100 diapers for a month. TenCare will cover a variety of diaper brands and sizes to meet your child's needs. You can find a list of covered brands on the TenCare diaper webpage.
Diapers are available at Mike's Pharmacy, located at 740 Main Street in Tracy City. That's Mike's Pharmacy, 592-9190.
Piggly Wiggly, a supermarket chain since 1916, operates more than 600 locally owned stores, including the Monteagle location that now stocks the largest selection of fine wine, domestic and import beer in the area. Piggly Wiggly's farm fresh fruit is a sweet deal at everyday low prices. Piggly Wiggly stocks carefully selected, always fresh vegetables from the common to the unusual. All of the organic products we sell meet strict USDA guidelines. The Pig has a large meat department that to this date custom cuts and wraps its pork, chicken, and Certified Angus beef to your request. Certified Angus beef brand is a cut above USDA Prime Choice and Select. With a large dairy selection of fresh milk and cheese products and your favorite drink products, you will never go home thirsty from the Pig. Visit the Piggly Wiggly Deli and put in your order for an outstanding selection of cheeses, salads, and deli meat products from Boar's Head brand and more. Be sure to check out our weekly special circular for great deals. That's the Piggly Wiggly of Monteagle, Tennessee.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mircea Basaraba.
And I'm Mara Hutchings, nurse practitioner. Welcome to Southern Tennessee Cardiology.
Do your legs swell, ache, and feel heavy after a long day? Or do your calves cramp up when you climb stairs? You could have a circulation problem. Here at Southern Tennessee Cardiology, we specialize in diagnosing and treating disease in both arteries and veins. With on-site ultrasound and an in-office procedure room, we will have your legs feeling great in no time.
Caverns, you can tour a cool cave, listen to live music underground, or just camp under the stars. It is homegrown fun deep in the Tennessee hills. Check out what's going on at www.thecaverns.com, where the destination becomes the journey. Dr. Eric Shull of Shull Chiropractic Clinic is proud to serve our community from his new office at 16 First Street in Monteagle, right across the street from DuBose. They still offer trusted, effective care for all ages, including spinal decompression, dry needling, infrared therapy, shockwave therapy, and they even have an on-site x-ray. Come see what a difference it makes to feel good. Again, call 931-924-4869 to set up your appointment today. Tracy City welcomes Trekside, open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Located right across the street from Roundhouse Park in Tracy City. Come join the crew in saying, who has more fun than us? All right. Thanks for giving me the indulgence of just sitting and chatting with Joan. She's just always a wealth of information. I love her. I love history. So anyway, happy birthday, Grundy County. This weekend is the Yo-Yo Ma concert has been canceled or rescheduled to the 12th. Basketball, we got basketball going on. Homecoming tomorrow night. JV usually starts at 4:30, girls at 6, and boys 7:30. Get there early. That's going on Friday. I know there's something else. Oh, today. How could I forget? Lunch and Learn over at the UT Extension office. Starts at 11 o'clock, and you learn about business loans. Spike Posh from BetterFi is going to be there. He's the topic, and it's about money management and business. And it's always a great topic when he's there to speak. Once again, it's at 11 o'clock. They'll even feed you, and you'll learn about money. And that has been moved from the Education Center, which is right behind the old Colmont Elementary, and it's moved back to the UT Extension office, which is across from the EMS building and the Colmont Community Center, and then the old Crichton. So it's that building what has the Sethra buses in there. All right, so that's at 11 o'clock today. Birthdays, really quick. We said, what is today? The 29th birthday. Oh, tomorrow's our giveaway. I know it's late. I'm so sorry. Do you have anywhere to be at 9? Are we good? Okay. Today is Evan Hafer's birthday. Evan is, well, at least I think it is. Evan is Black Rifle Coffee. He was a co-founder of Black Rifle Coffee. Katrina McGork. Happy birthday, Katrina. Katrina is a fierce gal, used to be on the school board. Her and her husband are just beautiful humans, and they do so much work. So happy birthday, Katrina. I hope you enjoy your day. Terry Gunn. Terry, one of them guns, used to have the gun farm there in Monteagle. Happy birthday to Terry. Love you bunches, buddy. Jason Dow, Tristan Owenby, happy birthday. Jennifer Barnett, happy birthday, Jennifer. Christy Morrow, Julie Mahafa Cobb. She is a very entertaining influencer, hospitality in whiskey. Kayla Lockhart Green, happy birthday to Kayla. She is Pastor Green, Kenny Green's wife, beautiful wife. So happy birthday to Miss Kayla. Prayer list. Let's continue to pray for baby Barron, baby McGee. I haven't had any updates, but it's a day at a time. Leslie, we're just going to keep them on there, slowly recovering. Our couples, Charlie and Joyce, Shirley and Clarence, Paul and Karen, Charlie and Sue, Joan's brother Martin, all the sick, plenty out there. William and Brad Dickerson, Blake Meeks, Secura Meeks, John Butner family, Shay, that's Barbara's granddaughter. She got had surgery, and something has popped up that doesn't sound good. We're gonna pray for people in authority to come to themselves and do what is right. You know I love that one. Kathy Tate fell and fractured a little wing. Betty Kilgore, Adam Meeks, wonderful news from him. William Sanders, that's Leslie's great-grandson. Praying for a neighborly friend in an accident. It's an unspoken prayer. Jackie Henry, didn't sound really good at all. Trevor Needham, it was in a car accident. Lonnie Bourne, we're praying for him. Lewis, we're going to pray for our friend Lewis, who is now in Indiana. And Misty, oh my gosh, she sent me a picture. You know, she had a horrible COVID or stomach flu or whatever, and now she's got some bizarre thing. And of course, leave it to Misty to have some bizarre thing. So she's in good spirits, but she's some bizarre thing. So, and let's continue to pray for Miss Dola and Miss Linda. Lord, thank you so much for allowing us to have all the wonderful people in our lives sharing their lives with us. We are so thankful for everyone in our community and everyone's big, bold hearts. If you don't mind, take a look, take a care, a hug, an extra light or something for the folks on our prayer list. They just, it's always, you know, we know prayer works and whatever thy will be done, but if you don't mind, just a little bit of light in their way. We are so thankful for you forever. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, let's get to the phones. I apologize for going late, but once again, I took personal privilege and just want to hear about history and all that. Morning.
How are you?
Oh, you are so good, Lily.
Yeah.
Did you talk to your girl?
Uh-uh.
Well, we texted back a forthy, and she's going to be okay, but there's just something weird going on with her that is weird.
Yeah. So I hope she's feeling better myself. It's so funny, now she is this person, and you are too. I don't care what.
I don't care what anyone says.
I don't care what whole Grundy County says. But it's me, you, and her. So.
Well, she's just got something weird going on, and it's unexplained, kind of like Charlie's blood pressure that goes back and forthy. It's unexplained, and no one can figure it out.
I hadn't talked to her. She told me Saturday morning that was 2 times, and I talked to her, but I hadn't talked to her any this week. So.
Well, she had some kind of, if it was COVID or a bug or whatever, but it just about knocked her teeth out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. There's always something going on. Sometimes it might be the migraine, but I know.
No, this one's bizarre. Yeah.
Or sometimes she deal with that migraine, for 2-3 days, but this COVID and anything else going on, The only time I can't stand something hold her down every time. Ain't nothing to hold her down. Ain't nothing to hold you down. Ain't nothing to hold me down. If anything to hold us down, we won't get set and hold us down. We won't be standing down.
That's right, man.
We just keep on doing that we always do.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I took too long today. I'm gonna go to the other calls, but just keep praying for Misty, and she of course she's a fighter, man.
Oh, well, I am too. Man.
I know, we're all fighters here. All right, hey, have a wonderful day. I think it's supposed to get up to 35 or 36 today.
I can't have 40 here in Tracy.
Oh man, it's a heat wave.
Yeah, I may day up about 12:30 and just try and cruise around somewhere and see what's going on.
Well, well, at least the sun shines out there, buddy. But all right, well, have a wonderful day, and tomorrow's our big giveaway.
Yeah, no head rest of me.
I got you, bud. Happy Thursday. Morning,
Ivor.
Hey, Granny, what you doing?
I was just letting you. I hate that about Misty. I don't know what's going on, but there's just a lot of people that's got a bunch of stuff that's going on. But,
yeah, she'll be fine, but it's a little goofy, Granny. I won't lie.
Oh, I understand that, honey. But anyway, I'll not stay on here too long. And Joe still got that hay.
Oh, my gosh. If you guys need good hay, $6 a square bale, holler at Joe. It's down at Hubbard's Cove. He's got a bunch of it. Thank goodness. And it's 931-409-9527.
Yeah.
Is that right, Granny?
Yeah, that's it. And I still got that hospital bed if someone needs it, and I'll take $75 and no mattress.
No mattress. All right. That sounds wonderful. Anything else you got?
No.
Okay. Well, always great to hear from you, and thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Granny. See you. Bye. Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, what are you doing? Where are y'all out and about?
Good morning.
Where are y'all?
We're good. How about you?
All right. Are you guys like in Alaska or anywhere?
Oh, not really. It's gonna be.
I heard this weekend is going to be tough.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. We might get an inch or more.
Wow. I just don't want ice.
Yeah.
I'll take. I'm okay with cold. Honestly, bring it on. Bring it on. Hey, what do I need to know today?
I don't know nothing right offhand.
All right, Junior.
I don't know nothing.
All right. Well, we'll holler. Giveaway is tomorrow.
Did you have somebody on here?
I did for a very long time. I had Joan Nasso in. Today is Grundy County's birthday. So we just talked about Grundy County history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she was on. I just had her on for a long time. Frida, you know how I get.
I know. That's okay.
If we're talking history, I'll blab on like, tomorrow.
Right.
So anyway, all right, I got you both down. Hopefully we'll talk tomorrow, either way. All right, see y'all, bye. Morning.
Hey, Miss Ida.
Hey, Miss Joan, what's up?
Oh, everything looked like it had glitter on it this morning.
See, I'm telling you, yes.
Isn't it pretty?
Oh my gosh, it is so pretty.
Yeah. Just register me, lady.
Yes, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
See, bye. It is so pretty. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Evelyn, what's up?
Well, I didn't get to hear it. I had a lot of interruptions this morning, and I will be listening later, of course. But what I know about the nun list coming in here, they came in with the Langfords from Surrey, North Carolina, about 1800, because my great-great-grandfather was born here, 1812.
Okay. Yeah, that's about the time when my Fultz clan came in. It was like 06 or something. It's like right when they had the what do they call those? Not contracts. When the Lindians gave away their land. Treaties.
Yeah, treaties, yes. Now the Duncans were on a treaty, and that's why they they kept their heritage a secret. And even my dad's sister told her children they were Indians, but that it was a sin to tell it.
Yeah.
And they didn't know. They didn't tell us why, but now we know that it's because they were not citizens until 1924, and the Indians could not own land, and that knocked a lot of Indians out of peace and happiness that they could have had.
Well, they weren't even included in the census. I think it was they had to choose 1870 for the founding families because of, I don't think blacks were counted, and Native Americans.
Well, I found my great-great-great-grandfather Thomas Langford in the North Carolina census in the archives in Cleveland, Tennessee. And they didn't have any names of anybody except his name.
Wow.
And maybe his wife, I'm not sure, but the children and the servants probably were slaves,
Sure.
It was just numbers.
Yep.
And I said, well, I don't know if this is my great-great-grandfather or not, and didn't get a copy just in case.
Right.
Oh, well, it found out that, yes, that was my great-great-grandfather there. And his wife was Phoebe, and she's the one, she did not have a last name. And which is, I'd always heard, the oral report was always that she was Indian. And then, I don't know if I mentioned John Shadrick yesterday.
I think you did, yeah.
His mother also did not have a last name.
That's right.
And there's nowhere that could be found. And I noticed that, I do know that Jesus didn't pray in the Garden of Eden. I don't know how that got in there yesterday, but anyway, unless, of course, he could have prayed. He could have been the one that was showing Adam and Eve how to offer sacrifices and how to worship the Lord God.
Sure.
But anyway, Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane, of course.
I have a rock from Gethsemane. I can't even say that word. Dominic gave this to me.
You have a rock from there?
Yeah. He was in Israel, and he brought it back for me.
Well, I'll try to get some information about when Benny Tate is going to Alaska.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Well, I can't do this year. It's election year. But next year, I want to go on a grand adventure.
Yeah. Okay. You couldn't go in June then?
No, it's election year. But once this year is over, next year, I feel a travel bug hitting me. I'm going to go on a grand, either Scotland. I really want to go to Scotland, honestly, and Ireland.
Well, sometimes the bank has a plan to go to that area.
Yeah, that's where I really want to go because I can trace back that far as you can, and I really just want to see it.
Now, I don't know that I have a date. Of course, I've not even seen my records. I gave them to James Everett to take care of, and of course, he's taking care of them when the here. But Tommy Thompson's wife was Elizabeth
Mm-hmm.
Waltz from Virginia, where from what I have that they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a lot of people that came in early came in to Pennsylvania and on down the Indian Trail across Shenandoah Valley and into the Carolinas.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a record that the Duncans came by boat to South Carolina, and then from there went to Kentucky, and then, of course, into Tennessee. That's the trace I've been able to make on them. They settled in Goose Pond, between just about 10 miles outside of Manchester toward Woodbury.
Yeah.
Is where Goose Pond is. And the Adam Duncan Cemetery, of course, is a family cemetery.
Well, a lot of people, Felix Grundy came from Kentucky, and they went that route.
Yes, and it's interesting to see that they said, well, when they got to North Carolina, who was there but Indians?
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, every history I've read about the Cherokee was that Cherokee women were beautiful women.
They were beautiful women.
And so they married
the
Indian women there. And
well, my understanding with the Scots-Irish, when they came from Northern Ireland, they came here, they were asked to immigrate to fight the Indians around the English settlements. Like they were recruited, what do you want to, come in and settle your land? And they wanted the warriors from the Scots-Irish to come in and protect the English towns because they weren't fighters, and to protect it. That's how they got land.
They were warriors, weren't they?
Yeah, they sure were. And that's what they were brought in to do.
Well, that's an interesting point.
Yeah. I got fascinating. But anyway, anything else on your mind? We kind of went along, history is always a fascination for me, so I went a little long with our guest today.
Well, like I said, I've had all those interruptions.
I know. Well, I was glad. Well, let's talk tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Always great to hear from you, Miss Evelyn. Thank you. Born Fighting. That's the book. James. Anyway, great book. Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, Charlie. All right. What's up, kids? What do I need to know?
It's cold outside.
It is. Did you see the pretty sparkles that Miss Joan saw with the snow, the remaining snow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It didn't thrill me any.
Now, come on, you little curmudgeon. It is pretty.
It might be if it was about 75 degrees.
I think it's pretty.
I think it's pretty too, Joyce. Well, I don't know what is up. My dog, my 100-year-old dog gets Call of the Wild fever, and at 3:00 this morning she just had to go outside.
There you go.
And just had a howl, and because she's a leopard dog. Oh, Catahoula leopard dog, and so she's got that obnoxious howling thing going on. A hound.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m.
I'm telling you. Jack Henry's doing better, and Norman's got to take some kind of treatment. See, I'd give him his medicine when he comes home.
Oh, good. That's great news.
They done surgery on his toe.
Okay.
Up on his foot some.
Okay.
I ain't heard from him today, and that was yesterday.
But he's doing better.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Keep him on there.
I'm going to keep him on there until you tell me not to.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right. Charlie, did you sleep good?
No.
I'm doing better.
Joyce said no.
Same old thing.
Well, Missy's got some bizarre thing going on with her now, so just join the crowd. There's got to be a reason for this stuff.
That's the truth, honey.
All right. Well, definitely on the prayer list, you know.
Thank you.
All right. Stay warm. Enjoy it. Morning. Oh, there's my girl. What are you doing?
Nothing much. Do you see the buttercups coming up?
Oh, my gosh. I got so upset about that.
They always do that.
They
survive it.
I don't know how they do it. And it's these green little shoots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. Did yours actually bloom?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So it snowed on the buttercup.
Well, right now they hadn't. They do every year, though, but they hadn't bloomed just yet. They're like 3 inches up out of.
That's what mine are, the green. Oh, my gosh. I'm like, no.
I know. But they make it every time.
They make it every time. You got that right. That's okay. I mean, spring's around the corner.
I know, thank God.
I know. I had soup again last night. I swear. I'm going to turn into a soup. I swear to goodness, but it's so good. Anything I need to know today, girl?
I don't reckon. I just wish people would quit dropping dogs off everywhere.
Oh my gosh, I know. What is up with that?
I don't know. It's pitiful.
Just get them fixed. And just, oh boy. Did you get any at your house lately?
No, up our church, somebody done 2 off.
Really?
But then there by the Lane's funeral home at the apartments where my grandsons live, somebody let a whole litter out right there.
Oh, that's so sad, Diane.
I know it.
And it's just little baby. Oh. All right, yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Let's pray for the folks dumping dogs.
Because if I ever come up on them doing it, I will call them out about it.
You do it.
I will.
Do it. I love that. All right, Diane, you have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right, sweetheart. See you, bye. Right. All right, that's it. Let's see how we get. We didn't hear from Leslie, but hopefully he's okay. He probably got tired of waiting. It's 9:17. We're good. Tomorrow's our giveaway. Oh, maybe this could be him. You just have to speak and these shall happen. But tomorrow we do not have a guest, so it will be us. I will take every phone call until it's time to give away, and we have all the time in the world. Morning.
Register me.
Dola. How are you? Do you see the pretty sparkles outside?
Yeah, snow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
still laying in some places.
It's still laying in some of mine, and my birds are eating like they're wallowing in the field and in the feed.
They're hungry.
They are starving, and I'm just watching it go down.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. They're super pretty, and I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right, Miss Bella. See you. Bye. All right. Well, I think that's it. Go out there and spread joy and sunshine. If you have an inkling on wanting to learn more about money, how to get it, how to start a business. But it's a Lunch and Learn series by the South Cumberland Partnership. It starts at 11 o'clock. They're going to feed you, and it's at the UT Extension office, which is right there in downtown Colmont with the EMS building and the Colmont Community Center and the bank, the old bank. It's all in that complex right there in the old Crichton's building. But come on out. It'll be warm, and they'll feed you, and you'll learn something. That's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. As always, thanks for watching Morning on the Mountain. I'll see you tomorrow.